One 11-year-old who lives near Wollongong on the New South Wales south coast, and his life's ambition is nothing more than to be a professional race caller at the local greyhound race meetings. Already he is wowing local crowds at the south coast dog meat meccas of Bulli and Dapto. Chris Edwards is believed to be Australia's youngest race caller, and John Austin went to Dapto to find out a bit more.
If horse racing's dubbed the sport of kings, then greyhound racing must be the sport of serfs. Unashamedly, the doggies appeal to the masses. And it's a truism of the sport that if not everyone can own a racehorse, they can a greyhound. $187 million was bet on the dogs in New South Wales alone last year. Race fans depend on accurate calls of the races, at the track and on the radio. Chris Edwards is just a normal 11-year-old kid who likes doing what other kids like doing, plus more. His homework is just a little bit different. And as for bobbing along to the latest hits on the radio, well, for Chris, that's a bit different too.
Racing, first place, collisional cleaning lady and burning over half an hour.
And of course, like any 11-year-old, Chris likes going shopping down at the local centre. At his age, though, there are still a few problems. Chris's first love is race calling and his own 2 dogs. Whippets, actually. They race under the names Toscarelli and Pot Black. Race calling's something that Chris says he just picked up and enjoys.
I do it for the sport, a lot of people do running for a sport, and instead, they use their legs. Instead of doing running, I use my mouth race calling. I've got something that some people won't ever have the chance to do.
Chris's dad owns a couple of greyhounds himself, and his mum, too, has become a convert.
It's just his loving life. Just to do what he wants to do. Like kids could go out riding skateboards. Or mini bikes. But he doesn't want to do things like that.
Why do race callers have that twangy accent? Why don't they talk normally?
Dunno. But when you seem to talk normal, it seems to come out silly.
Give us a bit of a demonstration now, how you put that accent together.
They're racing. Rivers Island jumped in front. Second is Gifted Glory with Texas Rev. Next placing was River Model with Teviot Vista. Choco Screamer, and last of all of the main division was Boko Last. At the top center, it's River Island just in front of Texas Red, who's trying hard, but River Island's just in front halfway down the straight, and River Island goes at a winner. River Island by 2, second Texas Red. Next placing was Gifted Glory with River Model. Teviot Vista next placing with Choco Screamer, and last of all was Boku's Lass.
Very good. So what do you want to do when you grow up?
Race call.
Well, it all started when he was about 3 years old. Like, as he said, his grandmother had a trotter, slow. And we always used to make it a family day, go to the trots, have a picnic lunch. And he used to run around like my mother. And he used to go and help her do the horse, saddle the horse up and everything like that, and have a ride in the gig. And he'd be riding in the gig and he'd be calling make-believe horses. And they just make-believe, same now as when he's driving in a car now. I can drive from here to Beacon for 6 hours, I could race calling all the time. And I could tell him to shut up.
Does he?
No.
Hello, Chris. How are you, son?
All right.
You're going to call a couple of races, are you? Or two?
Yeah.
Righto, mate. Race 15's next on the program. It's a flying stake over 312 metres.
Okay.
Okay.
It's the dream, no doubt, of every 11-year-old greyhound race caller to call at the Dapto track. Chris Edwards takes over from regular caller Ray Morris. It's only a few minutes to the next race. Not long for Chris to prepare.
Have a good look at the sheet and hope for the best. They're racing. Getting a very check early was Sweet Axel, taking up the ring on the outside was Mostro Glider at the neck in front. Moving up on the inside is Westro Glider with Family Pride, who sneaks up along the fence.
Has Chris got what it takes?
He's got everything ahead of him. He's got the world at his feet, that's my opinion of the boy. He is starting off in the hardest field in the racing game at the present stage. Greyhound calling is the hardest game to start off in, for the simple reason you've got 8 greyhound names, you've got 8 rugs, and you have up to 10 or 15 races a day, and your memory has got to install 16 things a race. So if you say you go to 15 races a day, you're going home punch drunk, because all this has got to be absorbed into your brain.
And skipping away is Magnifying Jimmy. 3 in front. Getting to second was Polar Single. Next placing now is I'm a Gunson now as they swing for Homer. This is going well. Metro gets the winner. And Magnifying Glen does it a win. Magnifying Glen first, second on the outside.
Well, it must be nice to know what you want to do at 11. Well, that's all from us tonight. I hope you join me again tomorrow night at 7:30. Until then, have a good night.